Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Connect with Baligia Afan in the session Financial Corner. Okay, you know, we are in the pandemic period, which is called COVID-19 period. Very many people are suffering and very many organizations are closing, but we need to know how can we overcome this kind of shame, financial shame. I don't know how to pronounce that or how to call it, but we are here with the BASA, Islamic University in Uganda, Females Campus-KABOJJA, Mr. KIIDA ZIYAD. Please, you're welcome to connect with Baliga Afan. And we're in the financial corner. We need to discuss issues concerning finance. And I don't know much about your financial bit, but since you're together with you, I will learn more, inshallah. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm known by names KIIDA ZIYAD, senior accountant, Islamic University in Uganda, Females Campus. Yes.
Okay, fine. We've seen most of the organizations facing financial crisis and others really closing and shutting. But what do you think should be done to overcome this or to remain in business in this pandemic period?
Okay, thank you very much. The viewer, first of all, I will take this opportunity to salute the viewers on this platform. And indeed, I'm very glad to see that today I'm also have joined the family of this platform. We know very well that COVID-19 has created what we call financial crisis.
Exactly.
We can call it financial distress. Any name you want it to.
May I have called it financial shame?
Shame. Oh, okay. Most of the organizations. And we see it has created a challenge to most of the managers. How are they going to manage the business, yet they are not receiving money? Because it has created what we can call, it has forced most of the organization to go under overtrading, that you don't have money, you need to go and borrow. Also the bank is not willing to give out because
it's not sure.
It's not sure when can you pay back. So as an accountant, what should I advise most of the organizations to do? But now currently we are looking at crisis management. How do you manage the crisis such that after the crisis you start operating normally as you have been
operating?
So under the crisis management, we are looking at the process or strategies we are going to design to ensure that you prevent or you reduce the impact that has been created by the what?
By the pandemic.
By the pandemic. In most cases, we have different approaches. How can you go about this? And this is our interest now for today. We shall concentrate on the few approaches. How can we manage a crisis like this one as an organization than closing the what?
The organization.
The business. You quit the what?
You quit the, in Uganda you quit your local.
You are supposed to remain local, then after you see how you are going to normalize later. So the first approach, you are supposed to accept the crisis. You accept
the crisis.
The crisis that there is what?
There is a crisis.
Then the second one, you can transfer the crisis.
How?
We are going to discuss in details. How can you transfer the crisis? How do you accept what? The crisis. Then after, you can reduce what? The crisis. There are going to be three approaches we are going to concentrate on today. So the first one of accepting the crisis is the first one.
That it is there.
You have to accept it.
Not living in denial.
There is what? There is a problem. Because we know very well that as you accept that there is a problem, it stimulates you in strategic thinking. How am I going to go about what?
To overcome
the problem. So most of the organization should think as you cannot reduce the crisis or you cannot transfer the crisis. Accept the crisis. As you accept the crisis, I expect you to analyze the following. One, you should assess what we call a going concern. We make what we call a going concern assessment for organization. Because under the going concern, we are looking at the continuity of the business. For you very well now, you will be knowing your business better.
How it operates.
How have you been operating? What now it is a problem? Because in the going concern, it is even the basis through which you can prepare the financial statements or financial reports. If you realize that the business can no longer operate, then you are supposed to quit. But if you have been operating normally and the problem is originating from the COVID-19, why do you quit what?
The business.
The business. Because here we expect that the COVID-19, it has increased the losses, it has caused the operating losses for what? For the organization. It has made most of the organization to have their current assets. Current assets, we are talking of things that we can dispose in a short period of time and we get cash. Or it can be cash at bank, cash at hand. Stock, etc. Those things that you can get easily, the money. It has made them to be redundant, that you cannot get. Let us give an example of schools. Maybe you closed by March when you are demanding $1 billion from students. Currently you don't have what?
You're not even sure that they're going to come back.
You get? So you are supposed now to assess how much have been expecting from these current assets, then vis-a-vis your creditors, people are demanding you. In most cases, it is appropriate that the money you're expecting should be more than the amount they are demanding you. Because as you realize that you have more liabilities than assets, then we start now doubting you are going what? Concern capability. So you are supposed now to know what are my creditors and then my what? Receivables as well. And then how much is the what? Is the loss. After realizing how much you are demanding from the receivables, those are our current assets, then now we start analyzing how am I going to receive money from these people. Because already you know the problem.
The creditors are there waiting.
They are waiting for you.
But for you are making plans of how to extract money out of these people.
You get?
Yeah.
So after knowing how are we going to examine them. How do you examine your age? In aging, you cluster. So that now this one has taken 3 months without paying. This one has taken just 1 month. This one has taken 6 months. Then from there,
so the mode of demanding that money differs basing on their respective clusters.
Exactly. How? Then after understanding that now, when the COVID-19 and this one maybe he stopped paying by March, let us give an example of schools that he had deposited there some money. When do you expect to resume?
Yeah.
You don't know when you are going to
resume.
But what matters here, still are you in touch with your customers? Because here you should know
to whom you're expecting money from.
Because even if it's not a school, other customers you are in different businesses, are you in touch with them? You are demanding them the money. Start involving them to see what they say. When they expect, in case if the situation normalizes, how much can they pay in installments? Because already you know the problem.
You don't expect to be given back the way they have been given you.
No. Because you know already the problem, you know the challenge. It is now a new normal. There have been customers that have been paying full amount. You can't say, I need a full what? Amount. Discuss, understand the customer. Maybe others, maybe that you're thinking they will pay when already he died in the COVID what? 19. And for you expecting that I'm going to receive the money, 20 million from the customer. Already he's dead. You see?
So you hit the snag.
First accept, you say no, this customer is not financial and what? Unstable, the business is not also operating. Involve the customer. He will tell you, no, I will be able to pay in installments.
That's where customer service comes from.
Yes. I will pay in installments. Others also, they will be in worse financial situations than you. Hey, for you now, you separate, for example, now you are doing a hardware, you give out cement to a contractor. But also, the boss now, they have also saying, no, we cannot continue with construction, we don't have money. And now he's stuck. And for you are pressurizing him to bring what?
The money.
Hey, you want him, in fact, you should play hard that that customer remains in the business, as also you struggle to receive money from
from them.
You get? So after aging your customers, it will give you now a clear picture of how much you expect. And currently, as you know, the COVID, it has changed everything. So as you are also budgeting, how if you have been expecting $1 billion from the customer, increase the provision for bad debts. How much the doubtful debts that this one will not pay. Because you have understood them and they have given you your opinion that no, I will not manage you.
Customer analysis.
So after understanding, so now okay, it's not now $1 billion. It could be 700, 7 what? Or 500 million from $1 billion. So you are calculating the main balance to be like a loss.
And you.
It could not be a loss by that time, but you may not receive the money as you have been what? Expecting.
Yeah, true.
So it gives you a clear planning. You see how am I going to survive after the COVID?
So that you don't have over expectations.
Are you getting me? So on the side of the creditors also, remember you have been also pressurizing these people to pay, but also they are pressure coming from
them. They
others.
need money.
They need money. What are we supposed to do? You are supposed to examine and also understand this one. Ziyad, for example, is demanding me this much. He gave me this. This one, I have a bank loan. Now you start negotiating with these creditors to schedule the payment. You gave me this, but now I cannot pay.
Are you supposed to show these creditors your financial situation?
Exactly. That now, you know, I've been expecting $1 billion before the COVID, what? 19. But because now my customers also are not what? Are not paying. Therefore, I request for
that
you, I will
give me more time.
Because I had said I will pay in May, for example, but now we have reached in July. So you say, add me some time. We will not go to police because also he knows what is what?
It is an international general problem.
So you say now you schedule the payment and say, I will pay you but in installments. Because you had agreed that I will pay $1 billion after. But you cannot afford the $1 billion because also you have analyzed, you have contacted your customers and analyzed the individual and you have said now you're expecting this much. Then you are using the same amount that you're expecting from your customers also to plan how you are going to pay. As you receive money from the client, your customers, you are using on the same amount to pay little to your creditors. Negotiate with the bank. You have a loan that is running for 2 years. You can negotiate and they add another year or some months. You say, in the case if we start operating normally, I will start to pay. You write to them. Don't wait for the bank again to call you.
To wait for you.
To wait for you.
It will be bad news.
Advertising now your defaulters. Go there yourself and say, I've come to negotiate.
Someone told me when those banks are sending people to join them in maybe getting loans, they send beautiful ladies with okay, no problem, you can sign here, you can. But when they're demanding, they send giants.
They need the money back. So you're supposed to go there and negotiate. As you negotiate, obviously they will add you some time and you get a relief. Then again you selling the business. So say I'm quitting the business because of the banker loan. Which business are you going to do? Because everywhere, every organization is facing the financial problems. So we are looking at the strategies. How can you manage the crisis currently? Then you start to manage after. You get? Done. After assessing your going concern now, and there are some organizations already they are operating this in this new normal. They are giving again, if it's a bank, they are giving loans. But they are supposed to be critical now because they expect their provision for budgets to increase. Doubtful. People are going to fail to pay. And if you are a business now, you are still giving out to credits to customers, you should be careful. How? We expect you to apply what we call the 6 C's.
What are they?
6 C's of financial management.
6 C's.
So the 6 C's, you analyze the capacity to pay.
That's 1 C.
That's 1 C. Then you look at the collateral. Does that person, for example, if it's a bank, what could be the security?
Are they damages or what?
Collateral. It's just like a security.
Security.
Someone is taking 4 million or 10 million. What could be the security in case if you fails to pay? Then you assess the character
of the customer.
Because now he has maybe be getting loans from different banks
and failing to pay.
And again
looking for new
way to see how we can survive. So you should also understand the customer currently. If he has been your genuine customer, you see how much you have been getting 50 million as loan. Negotiate with that customer, reduce on amount that he can get, because also the situation as you are saying. Then we have capital. Because a business currently may be that they don't have working capital totally,
and they're looking for working capital.
For working capital, you cannot give such a business the whole amount they need. Because remember, if they need backup,
why can't you give them the whole amount they need?
Because remember, if you don't have the working capital, it becomes hard for you to operate. How are you going to meet these operating costs? They should be they need a backup. Or you should advise, because some banks, they don't advise the customers.
They just give you money and
they give
wait.
Money and they wait. Advise the customer, which business are you going to do now? He explains now this and this. You say, no, maybe you have been expecting to use $1 billion as you have been using. Currently, you first go test with this half. Test in this half and you see how the sales will be. Because the customer will be thinking that he will sell normal as it has been, and he gets the $1 billion and he fails to pay.
Because of the problem.
Then it will be on the condition also. You assess the condition. And lastly, the last C could be the credit rating. Then after analyzing those 6 C's you can give, because there are some businesses that are operating slowly in this new normal. They are still giving credits to customers, probably the financial institutions. And some business that gives credits. Because if you have a customer, you cannot fail to. Especially if it has been your customer. Getting things on credit goes, but you just reduce the amount and also you tighten a bit. Having expectation that it may fail to
pay you back.
Then the second one because remember we are still assessing on you have accepted the crisis. You should now analyze to reduce, to see how you can reduce the capital expenditures. Currently, if you're an organization, I don't expect you to go in capital development.
Apparently, why?
Currently, as the situation is, if you cannot meet your operating costs normally, why do you capitalize? Because with capitalization, we are telling you, you are buying land, you are making construction of buildings.
Because your operating capital is stable.
Maybe when the business for you are behaving that have not been impacted by the COVID-19. Or
just like government organizations.
You can do that. Or maybe your construction or capitalizing, you think it is the only way. It could be that without that machine, you cannot operate. There are some organizations, they are just looking at critical stuff and critical costs that they cannot avoid. They want to stay in business and they are using some few stuff.
Just like the government use the essential workers, and so some organizations are using critical staff.
Yes. So you should use that money sparingly as you are waiting for the business to start booming.
To normalize.
Don't again say, no, I'm closing the business, and again, we shall resume when the COVID-19 is over. Even the clients will forget that you are there. You're supposed to stay in operation and you operate. So in the crisis.
You reduce the expenditure.
You're supposed to reduce on the expenditure. You minimize the capital development currently if you don't have money. Because maybe you had saved to construct. First hold
on. Can you, for example, there are some organizations that prepare money for different ventures.
Yes.
Can you use that money to bring into the operations as you wait for the business to normalize and you take back the money?
Exactly. And that one we shall sit on when transferring the crisis. We shall discuss those ventures. But currently, on the capital expenditure, we are saying that don't concentrate on capitalizing right now. You can capitalize when you see that you can meet your operating
capital.
Operating costs. Because business run by, you receive money, you meet the operating costs. Revenue related costs. But if you cannot meet your costs, again, why do you go in capitalization? Because there are some organizations, no, we had saved the money for construction. Let us construct. How would you construct and again your staff are suffering and say you don't have money to pay? And how will you negotiate with your staff to pay 50%, 30% when they are seeing you are constructing? Sometimes it becomes what?
Hard.
It becomes hard. Maybe when you have assessed that you have got a backup, it is proper to continue with your what? Construction. But you cannot cry, you say, I can't pay electricity, I can't pay cleaning services,
water
bills, yeah? I can't pay attention to staff, I can't, everything, I can't pay small.
And yet the essential things
essential, yeah. True. So first calculate, you say, I can meet my operating costs. For how long now? Because we don't know when the COVID-19 will end.
Okay, you are still on Connect with Balige Afana, and we're discussing finance. What should organizations do to remain in the system to make sure that at least everything is okay? You know, we are in a new normal and everything is going to change. It's better you find strategies on how to run your business even after this pandemic period. Mr. KIIDA, we're still assessing.
So, well, now let us continue to another. Let us look at the budget revision or adjusting the budget.
Yes.
Because currently we know that the budget of different organizations are not performing as they were because of the COVID-19. Money is not coming in. Other organizations, even cost has increased. Because those ones that are dealing in transportation or what, as you know, they need to get materials because of the transport issues. Their costs are a bit increasing and the money is coming in installments. So you see that currently we are supposed to adjust your budget. How the budget has been performing, it could not be the same. And they expect if the organization they have closed their financial year, the accounting period, let me say like that, they are supposed to adapt the approach of budgeting. Because we have a different approach of budgeting. But currently now I expect what you could do, I recommend to some of the organizations the approach to adapt.
Hold on, those approaches differ basing on the type of, like for example, you have schools, you have factories. So those approaches, do they differ?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the policy you have. Because every organization they have defined policy, the way they budget.
Okay.
You get? So different organizations they use different what? Methods of approach of budgeting. But what I could recommend currently, I could recommend someone to use the activity-based approach or zero-based approach. Because the activity-based approach, it makes you to involve the activity-based costing. That you don't refer from the past experience how you have been performing.
What do you do?
You are supposed to start. It is the new normal.
Hey!
You don't say now I've been giving airtime 10 million every year. So my budget is 10 million. It cannot work. It's supposed to be reduced.
To make sure that you
fit within the available income. Because remember, maybe you have been, let us concentrate it, so maybe a university. That you have been receiving 4 billion from students. You will not receive the same number of students who are going to come in.
Like the way you used to.
And secondly, also the payment will not be the same. Remember also, it will be the same payment.
Your plans are affected financially.
So how can you say that I will receive the 4 billion as it has been? Therefore, if you know that you will not receive the 4 billion as it has been, it becomes easier for you also to adjust your operating what?
Capital.
Operating costs. So that's why you first now we shall be analyzing. It will be better you analyze per activity. How do you go through? What could be the break-even point of this activity? Than not having a lump sum or incremental budgeting system. That because you are used that every year we spend this much on cleaning services. Currently, it could be advised now organization to go and renegotiate with their service providers.
Because they also know what is happening.
So that's why I say we are recommending activity-based approach of budgeting currently. Or if you cannot adapt the activity-based approach of budgeting, can you adapt the zero-based approach? That you start from scratch, you say, let us see how we are going to survive this year, let us budget. You inform every department to bring their input. What can we do to survive? Because most of the organizations, they are using let us use the same figures we have been.
They just edit.
They just edit. Incremental approach.
Now it's time to go practical.
Practical. You say, what are we going to do to reduce on the electricity bills, involve the estates.
They should be there to switch off every light.
Then what are you going to do to reduce the cost of cleaning? Negotiate with the service provider. What am I going to do to reduce on the cost of travels?
Let people reduce.
They will go to Zoom, go to other platforms where you can communicate even with. Use the internet. For example, you need procurement. Why do you travel? So now I'm going to purchase this order. You take the LPO, you take again, you go for quotations, use the internet. Because you see that now you are going to reduce what? The costs. We shall end up that organization are going for e-learning. That even the lecturer can be at home.
And you teach.
Yeah, you teach. Then again the lecturer saying now I need a transport refund to go to Mbari and lecture. To
go to Arua.
To go to Arua.
One day travel.
Oh. You in the back. You will be just say, no, I will be in Uganda, then I have a lecture at tomorrow's campus.
You are in marketing, you need per diem. Yet you can have agents there on the ground.
Yes.
Dio.
That's now the activity base that we are going. Then we analyze these courses. Can the course, if it's a school, how many students do I have? You have been paying the teacher highly. Or you are giving their some allowances, you are giving, negotiate with the teacher. And should you understand also that it's a new normal. Then after the situation normalizing, it could not be a permanent situation. Because we are talking of crisis what? Management. Let the staff be trained and understand that this is the situation, but we shall go through it. Then I think if we go now to another approach where we have said that we can transfer the crisis. Because now we have been told that those strategies, it is when we have accepted what? The crisis. Here we now want, how can you transfer the crisis? Because in most cases, how do you transfer the crisis? Here you have, because most of the organization, they are independent on their own. But they have stakeholders.
Okay.
You first start with the shareholder.
To ask them.
Because we have financial managers, financial controller, CEO. CEO let him or her invite the shareholders of the institution or organizations. Schools, you have board of directors. University, they have shareholders. You have council. Okay? We have those people who are the owners of the investment. Because here with the transferring the risk, you share. It is a risk shifting mechanism or approach of management. You share the risk with the shareholders.
So that they can assess and understand
what would be their backup, their take within the situation. We say now we are not performing well, but we have been performing well. They will understand also, no? Instead of sharing the profits, all the profits were shared. Let us recapitalize again.
We bring back in business.
In the business. Then closing. You get? Because if you have schools, why do you close the schools? Because now the students are not reported. Involve the board of directors. Then you may see maybe they have land somewhere. It is better you dispose the asset currently than closing the business. You dispose what you have to recapitalize. So now we're about land at Mashindi, and we're expecting to construct this. How much can we get? If we don't have money, then again going to the loan.
Yet you have something you can get money from.
But for shareholders, they can remobilize their finances and still capitalize the business. We shall see other banks also struggling that their core capital is now low. Because we know that according to BOU, you must have 25 billion there as a core capital for the bank.
Just like I heard of Tropical Bank.
Yes. That issue is supposed to be for shareholders, not customers. The shareholders, they are supposed to sit and recapitalize the business. They bring the business on what? On board. So, in this situation, we expect you to transfer the risk. You share the risk with the stakeholders. You outsource. We shall also the outsourcing. You combine, because now you combine efforts with other people who want to work with you. That's what outsourcing, contracting, accounting should come on board.
So can be also time for people who want to become shareholders to come?
If it could be the best
and
thing.
Propose for their.
If you can now afford those ones who are willing to join you in the business currently, it could be the best approach. Because remember, you're going to get money to do capital raise what? Your business. Some will say, no, a fund, you have been operating, having a business from Movomba here. Now you cannot pay rent. Can I contribute for rent? And we see how the business will start. Don't send again, I don't want. Yeah? You see? You enter in a joint venture. But with outsourcing, you can contract people. For example, as here we have cleaning services, you negotiate with the cleaning, the supplier, such that you share the risk. Because also the cleaner will know that we're in a financial crisis. And also knows how to deal with the company.
They also don't want to lose the job. Because we need each other.
Yes. That's outsourcing. You combine the effort. Let us give an example. When you're in a restaurant, you have a business for a restaurant. You want to deliver food to different customers. And there is a company that specifically deals in delivery. If you know you don't have money to pay back those costs of delivering food to customers, can you negotiate with them? And you bring them on table. You say, if you deliver for me food to my customers, and at the end of the month, we share the profits, how do you see?
Some people fear.
Others will fear the risk now, but now we are assessing.
Some will fear, but if I bring this person on board, they will take my job because they have ability.
No, not taking the job. For them, they are not dealing. They don't have a restaurant.
For them, okay, fine, you're right.
No, we are saying now it's a border business. They have a company. They deliver. They don't have also what to do.
So you are living symbiotically.
So you can negotiate with them. You say, no, if you deliver, I get food from this, from Kasese. And for you, nobody deliver things to Kasese. What happens if you start bringing for me and I pay you after I have mobilized? Because that could be a credit financing. You are enjoying and you are sharing the risk. You are in business together.
By the end, you will see what you gain in from.
You are in construction. You have a contract with the client. Negotiate. You say now, the labor for the construction will take 30 million. But if I pay you 10 million, and you do for me the work, and I pay you later.
Okay, will you accept?
Accept it. Also, if I start assessing, because it doesn't have also the job, and you see, you talk with the workers, see whether you can accept. That's how we're talking of the situation of businesses that you can see you need a construction. So here you transfer the risk as you are managing what? A business. You are losing the little finances that are getting the whole amount, and again you start crying, you want to close the business. What are you going to do after the COVID-19? Some business you go to partnership. If you can get the partner you can do the business with, it could be the best what? The best approach or the best deal. Because currently you see you need a backup in terms of finances. Maybe there are some people even they had requested to become partners and you are deciding no.
I need to eat alone.
Oh yeah, you need to eat alone. Now you can no, you cannot eat alone. You share the businesses. And here businesses or the owners of business or managers, they should wake up to see if you can enter into a partnership with someone. For you are dealing in your restaurants or foodstuffs. What you partner with someone who can provide foodstuffs.
So that business can Okay, you are still on Connect with Baligia Fun. To remind you a little bit, Islamic University in Uganda, females campus, Kabojja, is still admitting students. WhatsApp on +25670474139, or you can go to their Facebook page and it's called Islamic University in Uganda, females campus, Kabojja, or you can go and on their website, if you put the iuiu.ac.ug, you can be able to see that. Even though you go to Mbale campus or Kampala campus, for as long as you want any branch of IUIU, they can be able to give you an admission, or they can be able to bring in you with your documents, academic documents, so that you can be given an admission letter. We are still continuing with our discussion about finance and what should organizations do, because we still have a lot of questions to ask, but since we still have you here, I don't know they're going to break them a little bit, because I have some good question I would love to ask you. And this question is, as you continue with but prepare for it, is called, which financial or economic decision should managers concentrate on? Because decision making is key, especially in businesses. Some people have made losses, they've really they're worried, they've disappointed others in business because of financial decisions. And management means a lot. You're welcome to connect.
Okay, thank you very much.
Once again,
I know it is now a problem. It is a problem for the financial managers. Which decision are you going to take such that you see that you survive in this global
pandemic.
So before we go to the decision, let us first complete the first approach
as you prepare for that.
For the economic decision. Thank you very much. So we have accepted it. We are trying to transfer it to
nothing to do, but you're looking for
survival.
Exactly.
Yes. So how are we going to reduce the crisis? Here, in reducing of the crisis, we need to take some measures. Like, we have to train our staff.
Oh, for that organization.
Our staff organization should understand that there is a crisis. Because some organizations, they are taking rational decisions without involving the what?
The staff.
The staff. You call your staff on board. Don't terminate contract for staff currently. But you sit with your staff, negotiate with them. They know, also they understand that there is no money. What are we going to do?
We no longer sell out cement.
What are we going to do? If you can pay certain percentage, you have been paying 100%. Which percentage? Analyze. Because as financial managers, the accountants, you should know how much you had or how much do you have little that you can afford to pay in terms of salary. But it could not be, as you have negotiated with staff, in terms of anything you can afford to pay. And if you not also afford, communicate to them and you assure them that their jobs are safe. They will come back after the COVID-19. But if you don't train your staff on the crisis that is going on, you will not survive in your business because you need human capital. So for the schools, communicate to your teachers. If you can afford portion, give them.
There's a school in Kawara that closed, and students, when they were passing around, they saw construction of apartments.
Now it means maybe they use COVID-19 as an advantage. Because business that are closing right now, it could mean that they are going. That's why I started with the going concern. The initials, they were suffering. This one just acted as an advantage. You said, let us use.
MashaAllah.
And you quit the real
in Uganda we say,
you get. But if you have been operating normally, why do you close? It is having a Wi-Fi now. You have got now in this challenge of COVID, and you say let us separate.
I no longer have money for Posho and Mukemi.
You are supposed to negotiate with her. How are we going to survive this COVID? Then you cut the costs. So the first approach, when you are now reducing, training your staff to understand that now this is the new norm. I've been giving allowances, this and this. I've reduced it 50% or 10%. There will be no more this and this and this. You get? Such that as the staff understand, it helps you to see how you can reduce the cost. But if they don't understand, you end up having legal costs. They will go into the court, suing the organization. Why do you terminate the contract? Avoid those legal costs. Negotiate with them. If you need to have a new contract on board, have a new contract within this COVID-19. But you refer to the other contract, you say, we shall normalize or we shall go back to our contract.
In case.
Inshallah. We should normalize it. So that someone knows, okay, they are going to be given no salary, but some few allowances will be paid, or we shall not be receiving food. That's well, or we shall not receive anything, such that you understand. Then secondly, now we should see how do you cement the auditing and compliance services. Because we expect that this will be now the time you cement your auditing in terms of internal audit, external audit, but probably in internal, changing your policies. Because now we expect now the auditors to analyze and advise. The policies cannot remain the same. When also they have the new normal. The way you are having, for example, credit policy, giving credit to the customers, you can't be having, you say 1 month, then you pay to zero. Zero balance. One organization will say, you not sit for exams when you have not cleared it to zero. They cannot work. You have to handle on an individual basis to see if this customer has been paying and he has failed. Maybe pay as you do. Schools can adapt. Because we have those.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to pay.
Then again chasing that customer, because you rather have more receivable than having more creditors. Because you expect any time we will pay. Because we have schools they say full banks, full pay when you are coming back. Why? I don't have money. Accept half this time. You change the credit price.
As we
normalize. Because also now the situation and the economy has normalized. Now we go back to our policy. But adjust the policy here. Because now we expect the procedures, the way you have been doing your business to remain what? The same. Therefore, the procedures, the policies of the organization should be adjusted. So expect now the new financial manual for every organization that has impact because of the.
So right now you mean organizations should hire financial analysts?
Per se, they don't have staff who can do it. But we have some organizations when they have their financial experts. They have the financial managers, we have senior accountants on the board, we have auditors. Why do you hire the financial analysts?
That can analyze the situation.
Because they can analyze the situation and give recommendations on how are you going to assess and make adjustments. Because I expect here that you are going to adjust your strategy plan, you adjust the business plan, you adjust the budget. Because if the strategic plan was for 20 years, the way you have been saying by this time we shall have this building on board, it will not be there. Everything has changed.
To adjust a financial reconstruction.
You reconstruct internally, in fact. You get. So that would be our last approach. Then, as we go back now to our question you have asked, because we know now it is a challenge most of the financial managers.
True.
Which decision are we going to concentrate on? There is no money. How are we going to survive? So I expect now some of the decisions that managers or financial analysts should be concentrating on. CEO. The first decision could be what to produce.
What to produce
within this COVID. What are you going to produce?
If you're a company of beverages, what are you going to produce?
Remember, your customers have been taking the product as it is. Has it remained the same? It has been an expensive product. Are you going to charge the same amount? Or you are going to see how you can reduce the prices also? You get? What are you going to produce to fit within the line? That's why you see now the institutions. What do we produce as the university? Concentrate on what? Teaching, you get? The services we offer to the students. We expect most of now the organization to concentrate on what are they going to teach the what? The students, and they are going to.
Which courses do have break-even numbers?
Can we teach the business with few numbers? Or you are going to close? Because your break-even numbers, it has been 20 students. And you say, if they don't reach 20 students, we are going to close the course, then you are not taking the right decision at every time. Because the social as what? We have a new normal. You are supposed to sit and see, how can I now teach the 5 students? Or the 10 students.
Relating the payment of the lecturers and the students' payments. Okay.
Yeah. So, if you concentrate more of those economic questions, it will give you a clear planning. You say, we have been expecting more students, but they have not returned. You don't close the business. That because in senior 4 we have been having 400 students.
And now they are 30.
30. Then you say, please, let us convert into apartments. It could not be the right decision taken by that time. You're supposed to say, how am I going to manage these small what? Numbers? Then the second decision could be, how much are you going to produce? How much of it are you going to produce? Which goes back, you are producing what and how much of it? Because remember, if you are dealing in selling of products, you may not have the same market you have been having. And for you may not analyze and you start continuous producing the same what?
The same
quantity. And you end up incurring losses. you have been having more distribution centers. Because we have seen some distribution centers closing. It is high time you analyze is distribution center now performing. You have been having a branch at Kamuli. Eh? Ruel.
More so if you're not even selling essentials.
What are you going to do? You end up now understanding what are we going to do. Are we going to close the other branch and we communicate to our staff? Then after later we start. Which approach are you going to use? Are you going to adjust for just-in-time mechanism of production?
And then after?
Then, because it was just-in-time, you first get the orders. We need I need this, then you produce. You take to the customers. Or you want to resort to total quality management approach. That for you will be producing quality and the customers will be looking for you. Can it work? That's the financial decisions or the economic decision we expect now for management to assess. Are we going for just in time if you're in production? Or total quality? You know, because they may be producing cement, for example, and you say maybe let us produce based on the order. There are some companies who order tons of cement. Yeah. Then you produce. Because you can't remain on the same. Or you are going to reduce on the cost of production as well. As you wait for the market to normalize. Then from there, we have another decision. You concentrate on the choice of technology you're going to use.
In terms of marketing?
And in terms of production. Are you going for the labor intensive or market intensive technique? Because here, if it's an institution, are you going to E? Or you are waiting? Because they said you can say, let us resume the classes that social distancing.
4 to 2 meters.
What are you going to do? You say now you have a hostel that can occupy or can its capacity 500 students or 200. But with COVID, they are saying you need 100 there.
If you don't have land like IU,
what are you going to do? So those are now the economic decision that the manager should forecast on. Because the business has changed.
So someone should opt for best universities. IU campus.
Where are you going now? Because for organization, if you have now many hostels and what you can say, let us allocate. We will have the structures. If we now like teaching social distancing, there are some universities or some organizations, they don't have money to construct it, they don't have everything. So now we should be now concentrating what.
And they even have predators behind scratching their backs.
How are we going to manage the crisis? So, another point could be on the choice of advertising. How are you going to promote yourself? Because we say everything has changed. The media you have been using, can you change? People now they're on E. You see this platform now we are on.
WhatsApp, Facebook,
YouTube, etc. We have some organization that if now you have been selling chapati or what, some small businesses, small scale, that for you marketing is to face to face,
physical.
No, it cannot work currently. You're supposed to now to go to E also.
And tell them I prepared. I have a friend called Nadia Ahmed. Actually, she's good at catering, and that's what she does. So in case you need those chapatis and snacks, she's a young lady, but she has opted for that, and she has been working in a restaurant. So you are right if you're saying that people should really change.
We cannot advertise the same. I've been using more concentrating on radios. These days people now using them, they move with their phone where they can access everything. So it means if you're an organization and your advert goes on TV, you'll be missing some clients. It could be a rational decision, an economic question that's supposed to be answered by financial managers or manager of a different perspective. You get? See how I go now to run the business in terms of marketing is. You get? Then the other industry could be now concentrating on tax compliances. How are you going to deal with tax? It could be an economic decision.
Business is stuck, but again they want tax.
Because now you heard the government just deferred the tax payment. They not waive.
Exactly. So you have to pay.
So there must be mechanisms. How are you going to deal with the tax payments?
It's techniques they're using.
And even if you defer liability, you will still pay it. So I now we concentrate on our managers. How are they going to manage this deferred one? The pay as you earn, NSSF. I don't expect now most of now the organization have to be accruing salary at this time. That you accept that you will pay to the staff, they're negotiating with the staff. It's better you negotiate with the staff. The little you can pay than accruing. Because at the end you will be in trouble. The COVID-19 can go even for a year or 7 months. And you start operating when you are being demanded $1 billion.
Or even 2 years.
2 years.
God forbid.
Yeah?
I know.
What you are going to do? The tax will be accumulating as well as you are accumulating also the salary payables. So at the end you will be in trouble. So managers should be wise when they now dealing with this. Because some are going to say, we shall pay you without now negotiating with staff currently.
Because they have given them a break and they think they are buying some time.
No. Because it's better you first reduce the liability. If you negotiate with staff, no, we shall afford 20%.
That's what we can
do. For now, for these months. Then if you go and say, we'll give 10 or 5, then it's 0.
Or even 2%.
But it could be better. That staff when is expecting to come back when the business resumes than terminating the contract. In fact, as me, as a staff, I expect now, say if you tell me that I will not pay you for these months, but your job is safe, I start with that.
Because I know
that I will
at the end of the day, I'll come back and start from where I stopped.
Those are now the questions I think I've answered.
Just like students, they are are waiting for resuming. When I was talking to someone, I thought maybe semester, and they had to remind me that semester was in the middle, and so we are looking forward to having it again, inshallah. Though many students are tired of being home, but let's pray together that this COVID reduces and our president allows us to come back for that, inshallah. Now, as we conclude, maybe you can, since you know more about business, there are some students out there who would really love to join UIFML's campus, and they want to come in that. What the faculty is? Management studies. So, if at least you can use this chance for 1 minute or two to tell them about the Faculty of Management, more especially in BBS.
I just call those students who are willing to apply Faculty of Management. That business course is one of the best courses. Because to help you to know everything in terms of business.
Just like the way you've been,
you enjoy, you feel yourself. Because people will be trying now, what am I going to do? Businesses. What do you know what to do? Because it widens your brain in terms of how you are going to manage the business, how are you going to control the business, you get? Because the problems with the businesses, it's people, they don't know which business am I going to start when and how am I going to do it. How can I manage the what? The finances, how can I market?
But if you have knowledge,
you join the business course, it becomes easier for you. Because if you have your organization and you are the manager of your organization, you need the business administration, how do you think? You can control the workers, know how to handle the accountants. The auditors, if they are talking about the thing, you know what they are
talking about. They're not going to tell you
marketing, because it comprises many things. For sure, I mean everything, it is there in the business. So I just call for those who can apply, so that it's not expensive because it's affordable.
And
come and join.
And you study it in a very wonderful environment. Thank you very much for coming. Please say maybe goodbye to you.
I'll send regards to my family members. My mom, my dad, all the families, then all the family members, my sisters and brothers and my wife and also
that's what some people have been waiting for.
To top management of IUIU and Dr. Madina, Director of Music Campus, and all staff of IUIU.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Baligia Fan. I'll get back to you inshallah. Have a good night. Manager, management, mashallah, jize. Samadem pia abade ku kamera.